Hello, and welcome to Module 1 of the CHA-CHIP training for local health departments in Nebraska. For this first module, we'll go over some foundational concepts for local health departments. These include the CHA, the Community Health Assessment, the Community Health Improvement Plan, or the CHIP, typically combined in the CHA-CHIP at the LHDs, and the Public Health Accreditation Board, or PHAB Accreditation, or reaccreditation if that's where you're at. This module comes first to lay the foundational knowledge for the entire training series. So let's dive into a bit more about the training. Through a series of assessments conducted in the fall of 2024 in partnership with the Nebraska Association of Local Health Directors, or NALHD, 8 priority areas were identified. These are shown on this page. First, we have the foundations of CHA-CHIP and PHAB accreditation, but we'll progress through all 8 of these modules throughout this course. This module introduces the foundational concepts of community health assessment, community health improvement planning, and public health accreditation board accreditation for local health departments. It equips staff with a clear understanding of the CHA-CHIP process and its alignment with PHAB standards using a backward design to reflect the learning outcomes identified through the 2024 Nebraska Training Needs Assessment. Importantly, this module also explores how LHDs can maintain alignment with PHAB best practices, even when funding is limited or accreditation is not actively being pursued. PHAB can serve as a practical framework, helping health departments sustain high-quality assessment and planning practices over time. Throughout this training, we aim to present PHAB as the easy choice, not only as a gold standard for excellence, but also as a flexible guide for implementing robust CHA-CHIP processes across varied local contexts. Strategic disinvestment, funding fluctuations, and resource limitations will be acknowledged with a focus on resiliency, adaptability, and long-term sustainability. So what will learners get from this module? First, they'll come to understand the purpose and the components of the CHA and the CHIP. So they'll be able to explain the role of CHA in identifying the community's health needs and how CHIP strategically addresses those needs. They'll also be able to explain how CHA-CHIP aligns with PHAB standards. So here we're going to focus on the PHAB domains 1, 5, 7, 9, and 10. It will become more evident as we go through it and why we did it that way. And finally, we'll identify key steps in conducting a CHA. So learners should be able to create an actionable plan detailing data collection, community engagement methods, equity considerations, and steps for priority setting aligned with the MAP 2.0 framework as an example. And why is this important? Well, CHA and CHIP are critical processes for understanding and improving community health, and aligning with PHAB standards ensures high-quality public health practice and accreditation success. And what's next? Well, the content is an overview of the CHA and the CHIP, the role of CHA and the CHIP in the public health practice, connecting CHA, CHIP, and PHAB, steps to conducting a high-quality CHA. And there's a range of resources I'll be trying to provide throughout this training. A sample flow chart for CHA and CHIP, quick reference guide for the connection to PHAB, a little bit of information about the theory of change, a MAP 2.0 overview, an example of a QI method known as root cause analysis, a community engagement checklist, and then some Nebraska case study examples. And we'll culminate it all with a basic 5-question quiz to assess what you've learned.